Where I come from, everyone had a plague. It swept across the world in months. Can you help me bury Jedar?
Yeah, you want to bury him, I don't know where.
I think I know a spot. I'll bury him facing the south. I'll miss you, Jedar. I must investigate the labs myself to understand this world. It is the only way I can protect my family. I wandered these lands for a time, searching for labs hidden across the world, labs that would hopefully hold the keys to unlocking the secrets of this strange place. It would not be long before I found one. Far to the east, an island floated in mid-air, its existence a mockery against the forces of nature that would bring down any lesser island. On top of it, an orb hovered, suspended between copper rods that seemingly did nothing to halt the streaks of purple ooze that leaked out of it. Inside the island, a facility lurked. Only corpses now remained, but inside were the details of what had happened here. Somehow, these scientists have found a way to peel back the veil between worlds, and saw lands and places beyond their own. What they saw drove them mad.
Morning, Ada. Seems you already have a visitor. Hopefully you're not too tired to go play with Jedar.
Come on, Ada. I wanna show you a spot I found.
Please, can I go play, Dad?
Of course. Just be back for lunch, okay?
What did you find?
It's a cool hiding spot under a tree that fell over in that storm a couple of weeks ago. My dad says it might be dangerous, but I think it's too cool not to show you.
We don't need to tell them we went there, right?
Of course not. Dad can never tell when I've been somewhere he's told me not to. Isn't this awesome?
I love it. No one would find us here. Everyone at school is going to be so jealous. So, what are you going to do after exams then?
I'm going to be a firefighter like my dad. I'm gonna rescue cats from trees and... What else do firefighters do again?
They fight fires, stupid.
Well look, shut up. Anyways, what about you? What are you going to do?
I'm going to be an astronaut.
What's an astronaut?
You see all the stars in the sky at night? I'm going to visit every single one, and everyone will talk about how cool I am, and I'm going to write a book about it, and everyone's going to read it, and I'm going to be so famous.
How are you going to get up there?
I don't know. Maybe if I find a high enough mountain, I'll be able to climb up there.
You better bring some space stuff back for me. Someone's gotta fight all these fires while you're away visiting the stars.
Ada, Jedar, time for lunch.
Today was so fun. I hope Jedar is allowed to come around more often. At least my dad seems to like him. I wish it could be like this forever. Lab 4 was a small place, yet brought up far more questions than it had answered. Across a pool of lava, a small campfire could be seen, and I knew somehow that Green had been here a long time ago. Did he know about all this? About the labs? The actual Lab 4 seemed to be some sort of storage for the purple ooze that I had seen at the strange floating orb. Inside, I found records of their experiments with it, how it leaked out of the cracks between worlds, cracks that I had slipped through, along with so many others. Fragments of a terrible experiment could still be seen. Although details were few and far between, some artifact they had been working with had clearly malfunctioned, though what this meant, I could not tell. Whatever happened, they had been left here to die, alone and afraid. Rumored to have started within the Bolorok
These
Peninsula,
Adas.
it appears to be hyper-contagious and deadly to all
Where's
those who
mine?
are infected. Citizens are urged to return home immediately
Really not a good
to wear
time
their
to be going down to the
government-mandated
basement, is it?
plague suits. All suits must be checked for punctures daily, otherwise it appears the effectiveness
Here,
of the
Ada,
suit will drop
put this on.
79%
Quickly.
to
Come on, let's go.
5%. What? What do you mean?
I mean it. No time for questions. Get it on now.
It appears to be spreading more rapidly than any expert could have. Come on. How does this go on? Remain in your homes. What even is this? Will be given within a day by the government on how to respond to this emergency. Dad? Where are you? What's going on? Dad. No. No. Lab 8 proved a difficult one to find. Deep underground, a facility lurked, supposedly an evacuation center for the other labs. They came here, seeking refuge for whatever disaster had destroyed the other labs, and yet all they found was just a cave, surrounded by creatures in the dark. For a time, they waited for rescue from a place they called Central, and yet they must have waited too long. From the increasing desperation in their notes, to the malnourished skeletons I had found, food was low, and they could not escape through the winding tunnels that had led me here. They had put their trust in others to help, and yet at the end, they were alone. Come on, there has to be food here somewhere. How did you do it, Jedar? Nothing living for miles around, and you somehow managed to whip up a small banquet for us. I miss you. I miss you all. I know you're not here, and I'm just talking to, well, lumps of stone, but, well, guess it won't be too long before I see you all again. I'm out of food, out of luck. There's no way for me to get to greener pastures before I, well, starve. I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you. It was lovely to meet you all, especially you, Jedar. What the? I had been to Lab 17 before, but the scale of it still surprised me somehow. Deep underwater, a reactor sat in the darkness, idle and unused for years upon years. As I made my way down the long staircase into the depths, I remembered being here before. It had been a simpler time then. Across the accounts littered around the lab of what had happened, one detail caught my eye. A mainframe that had control over the lab had been described as temperamental by a few of the scientists stationed here, though I did not fully understand what that meant. Bodies littered the floor, but at first I did not understand why they had died. Food still was stacked on the shelves here, untouched by the ages, and I imagined water was not a problem to find in a place such as this. What had happened was far worse. Somehow, the air vents had been sabotaged, and the doors locked, and everyone inside had suffocated. I did not know why. I could not even guess, and the futility of this horror shocked me even more. The only clue I had was the records of one of the scientists stationed here. He had spent his last moments warning any future person to never turn the reactor on. I would not be the one to do so. Something had orchestrated the deaths of these people. Something I did not know or understand. Was it their own hubris, or something more malicious? I could not tell. Regardless, this would mark the end of my research, the end of my travels. It had been a few weeks since I'd slept in a proper bed, since I'd walked around my house in the Aviary, since I had seen my family I had spent so long keeping together. I could do no more out here. I needed to return to them, and it would be good to see them all again. Home. It was nice to have one of those again.